The world we live in is changing faster than ever, and it is within this rapidly evolving reality that young people need to find their way. How can the schooling system help them? Currently, teaching focuses on the basic principle of go to school, work hard, go to college, and get a decent job. It was based on the idea that only those with academic abilities could succeed, and the rest, the non-academics, would fail, according to Sir Ken Robinson, a British educationalist. However, that story no longer holds true, simply because we do not know what awaits that child entering school this year, who will matriculate in 2026 and graduate in 2030. 70 to 75% of the jobs in 10 years' time have not been created yet. We don't know what jobs await them, let alone which will be considered decent. So how do we, as a nation, evolve and allow a younger generation to experience a more divergent and innovative way of learning? Does it still make sense to go to school? What should learning look like in the 21st century? 21st century learning and teaching focuses on the development of intellectual and personal skills that will help the younger generation thrive in the future. It differs from traditional education in that we encourage students to not only learn what they need to, but use this knowledge to adapt to difficult situations through the use of divergent and innovative thinking. Guy Claxton wants to go beyond educational curricula, however, and set about creating a classroom culture that will foster habits and attitudes that will help learners to face difficulty and uncertainty calmly, confidently, and creatively. He calls this building learning power. This requires more than scoring high marks on exam papers, and in fact, inculcates the learner with a willingness to approach examinations with confidence. In the longer term, it will inevitably create lifelong learners. Claxton is convinced that his idea of building learning power in the classroom will go a long way towards resolving the useless qualification issue. The USA-based organization P21, the Partnership for 21st Century Learning, claims that to be successful today, students must be digitally literate, globally competent, and proficient in the 4 C's: critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity and innovation. So, is this relevant to South Africa? We need to acknowledge that the emphasis of learning has shifted away from curricular content to the aims and processes of learning. In South Africa, the teaching strategy in the classroom must send learners into the world as tenacious and resourceful individuals who are imaginative, self-disciplined, and who can collaborate and think critically. We need to create lifelong learners who are connected to a global village. In all conversations in South Africa, when parents discuss the problems in education, one theme is recurring: we need things to change. But there is little consensus on how. Sadly, what is happening in our classrooms is often a display of spoon-feeding learners with information that gives in to the stale demands of formal assessments and examinations. Claxton is on record saying spoon-feeding on an educational level is a modern form of child abuse. 21st century learning and teaching is complex, and there is no quick fix. As a nation, we need to think differently about education. This is why Curro is spearheading the conversation around 21st century learning and teaching. Join Curro in the discussions to pioneer the change in education, to prepare creative and resourceful individuals who are ready for the future.